Though you don't call anymore, I sit and wait in vain. I guess I'll rap on your door, tap on your window pane, tap on your window pane. I want to tell you, baby, the changes I've been going through. Missing you, listening you. Oh.
Till you come back to me, that's what I'm gonna do. Till you come back to me, that's what I'm gonna do. Whoa, ha, whoa, ha.
Whoa, ha.
Whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, ha. Whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, ha. Whoa, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha.
Whoa, ha.
Whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha. Whoa, ha, 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 whoa, ha. Whoa, ha, whoa, ha, ha. Whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, whoa. Whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, ha.
Whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha. Whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha. Whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha. Whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha.
Yes, yes, yes. Hey everybody, welcome back to WCNT. Cunt is Jaden XD. It's the blackest show about nothing, guys.
Yeah, it don't be.
Reporting from another bitch's business.
Oh, you haven't brought that back in a while.
Yeah, we're back for another episode. How y'all doing? Hope everything is going well. And as we recover from a hellacious retrograde, pulling everybody by the taint hair.
Listen, sometimes you be wanting to fight the retrograde. What did Jasmine Master say when she had to come back for that list? She said, sometimes you just want to tap her old ass.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just need to tap retrograde's old ass.
But how was your week?
It was a festive, busy week. You know, we're back to school. So I had my birthday, and that was fantastic.
Oh, yes.
I told you all about that. And then after that, I got thrown right back into a tornado hell of real life. Because Noah's, back in dance 3 times a week now. Your girl's in a...
Ooh, that's dance at that point.
Oh, she upgraded to a new company, and she is...
Oh.
Yeah, they're dancing. They're dancing. Me, dance mom. And she got a black teacher. You know what I'm saying? She's like a Debbie Allen light. You know what I'm saying? Sassy.
Fabulous.
Wears a top knot. It's a good time, and she loves it.
Does she have a rain stick? Like a...
I haven't seen it, but I would like to. I'm going to ask Noah.
Does she have a rain stick? Do I need to provide one?
I should gift her one for Christmas. Here you go, Miss King. She'll be like, bitch,
if we're going to dance, we're going to dance.
She's like, are you calling me a knockoff?
I pay enough money. It's fame.
Right. I'm like, what? No, this rain, you better take this rain stick with the love, the honor that it deserves. I did contemplate for 5 minutes moving to LA just so Noah could go to Debbie Allen's dance school. Because, it's only right. She went to Ailey. She over here. Now she's training with this black lady. Like, she deserves to go to Debbie Allen's dance school for a little bit.
Yeah. Just get her some Debbie Allen-ness, extraness.
I think that would be fantastic. Oh, but they're doing this dance. They do this. You know what? I'm going to wait, and then I'm gonna share it with you all on Patreon. And if you're not a part, womp womp. But So we're back to that school. And I hosted a birthday party for
Oh
Crystal
yeah.
Jean.
Oh.
That was a good time. It was our good niggas in the building. Asante, Gordy, Jasmine came through, Mary, Antoinette, of course. I'm probably forgetting somebody because that's what I do. Bobby and Babisha. And first of all, Bobby's so Bobby. Bobby bought flowers for everybody. He bought a bouquet for me, a bouquet for Noah, a bouquet for Antoinette, and of course this extraordinary bouquet for Crystal. But we had a good time, just drank and had food, had us a little spread and played some
Good.
games and niggas watched the football and screamed. I'm sure my neighbors hated my house last night, but it was a good time. We had a good, and I got her macaroons because the nigga speaks French, and
Macaron.
macaroons, and then I made spinach dip. I didn't even realize we were gonna watch the football, but then I did like a football spread, didn't even without even knowing, because some empanadas, we just had 3 kinds of wings, and I did a fabulous Dutch oven spinach dip. And instead of the cream cheese, I
Really?
use mascarpone because that nigga's fancy. So,
Oh
oh
wow.
yeah,
That
that was.
sounds heavenly.
Oh, it was.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Did
it
you? Oh my
was.
gosh.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm so
You
mad
know
I
what?
wasn't
I'll do the
there.
spinach dip on Patreon for you. On Get Groats Patreon. I'm like Fenty. I'm like I'm obnoxious like Fenty and fucking Fabletics. Sorry, niggas. This is my livelihood. But I will. I'll do the spinach dip on. I think that would be a good one
Yeah.
because it's a
Yeah,
nice.
that's a tasty.
Yeah, it's good when people come over. You can serve it with crusty bread or tortilla chips, whatever. So we had a good time. Niggas drank and had a blast. And happy birthday, Crystal Jean. We love you, sister. We love Auntie Crystal.
Yes, we love you. Yes, yes, yes.
That was my week. How was your week?
Oh, I had an eventful one.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
So first of all, we as of today, we are officially in Diane Keaton season.
Yeah.
It is fall. It is lovely and stuff.
We're all older, everybody's a little looser. Everybody can kind of manage things a little better when you throw it in. And especially when you're doing this kind of a script, which is unusual.
Normally I embrace fall. Like I'm outside in a boot and a jean or pant that comes above.
Let me tell you something. The weather gets low and XD throws on some fabulous, fuzzy poncho, a brunch boot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a situation.
Listen, my name is Kaylee, but I can't enjoy that this year. You know why?
Why?
Because I fucking broke my toe.
So you did break it.
I did.
I was wrong. Okay.
So
I was like, can you wiggle it? It's not broken.
Yeah.
That's
so
a traumatic
yeah. So I was like, because the pain kept going and coming, but then so did the swelling. And I was like, okay, girl, you need to go. So I had to run a couple errands anyway. Someone was like, well, on my way.
No,
I'll just stop by here.
That's so mad.
That didn't happen. Yeah, it really was. First of all, white people are, I don't know where they're most insufferable, either in an ER urgent care or an airport. And I think it's because, maybe an airport because this is all entitlement, because in the emergency room and stuff, everybody's sick. So I have a sliver of empathy or sympathy.
I don't, because they're all sick in the airport too.
Right. So I'm sitting in the urgent care area, and clearly because I'm not standing because I have a fucking broken foot or toe, and I don't look like I am in pain or anything or whatever, which is integral to the story.
I don't give a fuck. Your nuts could have been swollen. They don't know. But go ahead.
Right. So,
Like,
these white folks came in.
mhm.
This old lady wheeling in her old husband, and I was like, "See, the economy bad. They don't have nobody to come in and wheel, whatever the fuck." So there are several seats available for these Walmart greeters, but they chose to come right where the fuck I was, just because I happened to be closer to the door.
Uh-huh.
And I strategically scoped and plotted and obtained my seat because it was closest to an outlet, because you never know how long you're gonna be at these things, right?
Mhm.
She and her big ass husband in the wheelchair or whatever was like, "Would you mind if we sit here?" Yes, I wouldn't mind, because there's open seats available.
Like, they
And that was
wanted you to
and that
get
was-
up?
Yeah. He thought I was a visitor. So then the white lady goes on and is like, "Well, this is for sick people. I am sick." And then I stopped talking to her.
Yeah, because
This is where the anticlimactic part comes into the story, because it was like I stopped talking because I knew
no, that's
if I continued to engage, and mind you, she kept talking, I still had these in. So I was just whoop back on 74. Like I was just like, fuck her. So they go over there. And this isn't my only run-in with them.
oh no.
So this is a very eventful day, mind you. Because two things happened.
Okay.
So I see the doctor, and he's an orthopedic surgeon. He comes in with the boot on himself. So I was like, "Oh, nigga, I know what the fuck you're talking about." So he was like, "Yeah, it's broken, but you should go walk down the street to get an x-ray and, and then walk back
To me.
to me."
Mm-hmm.
I was over it.
I know you were.
Pissed.
I know you was mad
So,
you went. I'm
I
glad
was
you're
mad.
good. Mm-hmm.
Oh, because on the way, I'm like limping and hobbling on the way there. And
Should
of
have borrowed my
course,
cane.
I should have. And mind you, I'm cursing up a storm. I'm like, I don't want to tell the internet that I'm like at the hospital, I'm sick or whatever, and I'm just mad or whatever. And I took my anger out on somebody that I normally wouldn't.
Oh no. Did they deserve it?
Yes.
Were you giving somebody the day they deserve?
In theory, no, but morally, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm walking down the street just mad. Just like, these motherfuckers, like, how dare you? Like, I'm cursing like a white man, in the South, right?
Jiminy Crickets.
And all of a sudden, I get I have my headphones in, and it's like, here, and it's a flyer. Motherfucker, how dare you?
Oh no, not you.
But it was a Scientology man.
Oh! The gotcha! So you did give them the day they deserved.
Yeah, so you see, it was like, I don't know what he has been.
I don't give a fuck.
Sometimes niggas get brainwashed and they get caught up on the wrong side of right.
And sometimes you gotta be scared straight.
Yeah. That's why I said morally, I did what I needed to do. I said, motherfucker, don't touch me. I threw it back at him.
It's what he deserves.
Yeah. So, Oh, okay. And so then I'm even extra mad that I get to the x-ray place, and who do I see? American Gothic in front of me waiting for the fucking x-ray. So then they like everything is like happening at once.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm taking my x-rays at the same time they are. And so as I'm like ready to leave, the old lady's like purposely trying to like find her way like to get ahead of me in front of me.
Of course she is.
if I didn't have a broken toe, because I know this is some karmic realignment or karmic some shit. I done said some fucked up shit on the show or something. That's what the fuck I get. But best but motherfucking leave. If I was able-bodied that day,
What would you have done?
I would have snuck corn in her fucking Stanley cup. Figure that out, bitch. How about that?
Oh, wait, no, I have to tell you about one more thing before we pay the bills.
Oh, okay.
Let's switch to some positivity. so I went to an event. I was invited. If you listen to Black Kitchen series, I interviewed a fabulous individual by the name of Chala June. Chala June is a trans writer, food writer, and activist, and just a thoughtful speaker, just a fabulous speaker. And Chala invited me to an event. So Mary and I went. It was I want to make sure that I get the name right of the event because they do things throughout the city. So it was a panel discussion called Recharging the Table. And it is by BAC, which is the Broadway Advocacy Coalition. So they had some amazing speakers on the panel. It was for visionaries and authors and chefs and so forth, and they spoke about Black liberation, but not from that like annoying standpoint that we usually hear from. They really had some really solid things to say. There was one particular speaker. I got to find her name and I'll bring it back to you all. And she was speaking about Black liberation in terms of the prison industrial system, and how it is a new age form of slavery and the activism that she's doing for incarcerated Black inmates, especially those who deserve some rehabilitation or, are innocent. So it was really, really awesome. And I just wanted to make sure that I shouted them out. So make sure you continue to, look for their events if you're local in New York. And thank you, Chala, for inviting me. It was a beautiful Black space, actually, with gorgeous Black people all over the place. Yeah, so it was a good time.
Awesome.
That's
fun.
it. That's it. Let's pay bills.
Okay, so thank you everybody for tuning in each and every week. Tell a friend, tell an auntie, cousin, mama, daddy, whomever.
Auntie,
tell
girlfriend.
them about the gospel. Yes, the gospel according to Jaden XD. We're here every Friday. Also, subscribe to us on Patreon. We have amazing things. Our new series, which I didn't think was going to do as well as it's doing.
You niggas really love these white people.
So Jada and I started covering the hills over on Patreon, and it's been a journey, an interesting one, and it's been fun.
Yeah.
And it's great to have everybody come and nostalgia and stuff and relive, because there is one moment that everybody's waiting for you to get to, which is the end of the season.
Of this season that we're watching?
Okay. Because there is an iconic line, because you are going to be so mad.
Let me tell you something. This may be problematic, so I'm just going to give you all a disclaimer.
Okay.
And plus there's only 12 of y'all who listen to this anyway. When I first started school, my mother was like, let me tell you something. I don't even think you're going to have any in your class right now. But if ever you are in school with white girls, you watch them because they don't know how to be friends. And I was like, okay. And I learned that way later down the road because I don't think I ended up really like getting into them until like, I don't know, maybe high school or something like that. But but she said that white girls don't know how to be friends. And I was like, I don't know what white girl traumatized you. Right. But it always, as God. Mary's mother says, once you hear it, you can't unhear it. As we were watching The Hills, my mother's voice screamed in my eardrums. White girls don't know how to be friends. And I was like, oh, it came to fruition. I'm not saying that was the first
in real
time. Yeah. I'm also not saying that's fully true. I told you I'm not saying that's fully true.
But on that show, it's definitely true.
From them 2 episodes we just watched, because them bitches remixed the song from Greece about her roommate best friend. She hung up in her face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and I do miss my flip phone 4. There was nothing more satisfying than the snap. There was nothing more satisfying than just snapping your phone closed and being like, I don't. Because iPhone, you'd be like, wait, end.
You're right. Fuck.
Flip phone, you just bloop. It was an amazing time in history.
It was. That's why I always wanted a sidekick, so I could just be like, like that was so kind.
Yeah, that was it. I had flip phones actually until I think the first time, when I had a Sanyo that wasn't a flip phone, and it was the first one where we could have like songs as ringtones and not polyphonic ringtones. So remember that story I told you about meeting Kanye, and Mike Jones went off on my phone, and he was like, what's that? Who is that? Which was just the perfect setup. And that was my Sanyo. So you could not close that. And I feel like that was 2003 or 4. That might have been 04 maybe. But outside of that, I had flip phone. And then that was the only one. And then after that, I had a BlackBerry. And I think that's when the flip phone era ended for me. What a good time. I miss it.
Me too. But yes, join us on Patreon, $9.99. Subscribe to us on YouTube. It's free. Join us.
Yeah, we're doing 90 Day Fiancé recaps and
yeah, we made it to 4,000 subscribers.
Okay.
So, keep subscribing. It's free. Get us to 5K. And all that jazz. Check the description box wherever you're listening, because there's some goodies there, including a link tree where you can get all of our links to our playlist, joining our Discord. Shout out to the Agents of Chaos in Discord that keep us informed and entertained.
Yes.
And it's free to join. So head on over there. And today, because it's JXD tradition, it is Love After Lockup Day. So this episode will be free and available video version on Patreon as well as our YouTube channel. Anywhere for free. You can see it in full. And you can listen to Abe's edit for free on our YouTube channel. Ad free. Or not ad on our Patreon for free. Ad free.
Unless there might be one that slips in through the cracks.
Yes,
please don't combust. We try our damnedest, niggas. I swear to God.
Yes.
I love and hate a well actually ass nigga, and some of y'all are that, and that's okay because sometimes I be doing that by accident.
Me too.
Y'all love to cover. You said it was ad free. I'm like, listen here, 8-year-old. It's one fucking ad. Are you gonna choke because you had to listen to 30 seconds of my voice?
Yes. Anywho, we'll be back with the first episode, the bittersweet episode of Love After Lockup. Next here at Data XD. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
This episode is sponsored by Starbucks. I know we don't want to kick summer out the door too quick, but I can't lie. Something about fall really does it for me. I love summer. Don't get me wrong, I love summer. But fall is my favorite child, if I'm being honest. In the words of XD, it's Diane Keaton season, which means it's time to pull out the cozies, lace up those boots, and sashay down to Starbucks for my new favorite beverage, the iced apple crisp Oatmilk shaken espresso. Yes, you heard me. Now, I might be biased because I love all things apple. Go ahead and pair that with the flavors of cinnamon, brown sugar, blonde espresso, creamy oat milk, and in my eyes, it's a winner, baby. Now, I know we all go up for a specific flavor closely associated with autumn, high pumpkin, but switch it up. Try something new like you did with that haircut and get yourself an iced apple crisp oat milk shaken espresso. And here's a tip. If you're like me and love convenience, skip that line and order ahead on the Starbucks app. You'll thank me later.
And we're back. We are in our 6th year of Love After Lockup.
We are fools.
Yeah, 6th year, of Love After Lockup. It appears on WeTV if you have not seen it.
Mm-hmm.
It is, one of the greatest and worst shows on television ever created.
Yeah. And we single-handedly built it up. Matt Sharp, this is a tradition at this point, so you just have to deal with it. Matt Sharp knows who the fuck we are, and he keeps playing these ball-headed white man games. I don't know if you're ball-headed or not, but you're playing ball-headed games. And
WeTV, holla out us.
WeTV, Matt Sharp Productions and Entertainment. I think he just knows that once we get in the meeting, we're going to cuss him out. But then we can just move forward with business once you acknowledge your wrongs.
And all it is really just answering one simple question. Why the fuck did you hire them other people and not us first?
Why? Because they lasted a quarter of a season.
We have been maintaining.
I just want to know
run.
What's the problem here? We are well versed. We do our good research. We watch the backgrounds of what's happening as well as the forefront. Like, we're thorough.
Fuck with us.
Yeah.
Where would you like to start on our journey?
Well, I think we should bring it back from a previous season of Love During Lockup, where we met a very unhinged woman by the name of Melissa, who is a mail carrier and a bartender. She's 39 years old, and she is in love with the quote-unquote popular nigga from high school.
My dad knows that I'm talking to Louis. I don't really know if he knows the seriousness of our relationship because I never really spoke with him one-on-one. I definitely didn't tell.
Oh, yes. Arrested Development.
Arrested Development and Louis.
Yeah. Last we saw her last year. She got played by her nigga's mother. She's still stuck in this night in 2003, 2004 fantasy where she was the geeky girl and he was the hot boy that looked like he was in All for One. Yeah,
or she's all that.
Yeah. I swear, ass nigga type of thing.
By the moon. So I actually have a new name for him. It's Alexander O'Neill. Because this was amazing. All right, so Louis is for those who are, because I know many of you will listen to recaps but don't watch the shows and you might have missed things. So just a little zhuzh, Melissa and Louis, aka Arrested Development, and Alexander O'Neill, both white people from New Jersey. She's 39, he's 41. He's been in prison for the last 10 years for armed robbery. She was in love with him in school. He was a popular senior. She was a lower classman, whatever the fuck it's called. He was popular. He was the bad boy, all of those things. Fast forward 20 years later, he messages her on Facebook, "You looking good, ma," while he's in prison. And she falls for it because she's still in 2002 or 3. And he's getting out now in 2 days. He has served the last 9.5 years. She doesn't get along with his mother. And so that's like the backstory on them.
Yeah. So current day. So we're in Jersey somewhere. And she's going to have lunch with her family at a diner, and I was like, oh, I miss East Coast diners. I was a King's Arms diner number 2. I was like, it's not legit if it don't have a number in it.
Oh yeah, like New Apollo.
Yeah, number 4. Like it has to have a number in it. Now, I could not go on or focus on anything else.
Yep.
Because her sister, shout out to the Discord, because I cackled for 10 minutes. They said her sister has Grinch fingers for hair.
Okay, so me and Fran were talking years ago about locking our hair. And, certain textures don't take as quickly or as well. And Fran's like, that's what keeps holding me up. I can't have Grinch fingers. And that is the perfect description because it do be like that. And so I'm looking at these want to be ambiguous Sanderson sisters. Because they're not ambiguous. They are white, but they want to be ambiguous.
Which is so weird. They're like, I don't know. I know those type. I've known those white girls. Like,
one has Grinch fingers, as you all are amazing. One has Grinch fingers. One has some kind of, I don't know, doobie wrap situation.
All I just know is her makeup was thicker than racial tensions in the
baby.
South.
Because because it's giving Rachel Dolezal. Like I was like, is this a wig? Why does it have texture to it?
It was so weird. I didn't understand. And then they had, their daddy was at the table, who I know says the N-word to keep his teeth white. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And he uses every type of. He does not refer to Asian people in the way.
Oh no! He refers to them as floor furniture.
Yes. No.
He was my grandfather, Perino. Perino was a piece of fucking work. Okay, and he smells like Paul Mills.
In some sort of like old school, like Stetson.
Yeah. Do white men use Old Spice? Okay.
Absolutely. They definitely use drugstore type of scent.
I'm sure of that. I just wonder, like, because Old Spice, like my grandpa wore Old Spice. He did Old Spice deodorant and Old Spice body spray.
I don't know with this new rebranding though, because it is a little for young people, which again,
Okay, hold on. You remember how you said grandmas make tacos now? We never talk about new grandpas.
Because they're not there.
Okay. Well, so, oh my God.
My bad. Sorry.
Remember when you were talking about you broke your toe and it was karma for something you said on the show?
Yeah.
You can't help yourself.
I can't. It came out so quick and so easy.
So, did I ever tell you what Noah said in a cab and it just slipped out and I knew she was my child? I don't know is this like 99? It's terrible. Okay. All right, Abe, take this out, okay? So back to these people. Her family doesn't support the relationship.
No.
We learned that when we first met the want to be ambiguous Sanderson sisters. They don't support the relationship, but they seem to be a pretty close-knit family, so they're doing the best that they can while expressing their concerns. Now, her sisters bring up what some of their concerns are. And it's not about work and it's not about
Anything important.
the one sister said, he has no teeth in his mouth. That was a direct quote.
Mm.
And then she called him a toothless Jim. And then she says, he has one tooth. And Arrested Development response, he goes, he has 5.
And then they daddy proceeds to take out his teeth at the table. And it's like, well, this is what you gonna kiss when you
and she admitted to us that she is really hesitant about these teeth and it's taking a lot out of her to try to look past them so she's not shallow. But also they're using him being Alexander O'Neill as a justification for why he should not even have the audacity to think about cheating.
Right, which is rude. And niggas will cheat regardless of what condition or ailment. Like,
yes, they will. What? What? They absolutely will. Niggas will fuck with the flu. Okay, so snot all over your back in order to bust snot in your pussy. So the next day, she's flying back to Georgia because remember she's in Jersey. They're both from Jersey, but his mother has since moved to prison, and that's where he got locked up. So she goes down to Georgia for release day, and she proceeds to remind us about Donna, her worst nightmare. And shout out to Matt Sharp Entertainment for then panning as Donna was making up the bed for Louis to come home and cleaning the very mother auntie room that it was, shit all over the dresser. And
I said she has a classic American mom home.
I just put mom's house because that's exactly it's lots of wood, it's shit everywhere. She's making up but you're gonna have clean sheets. And they pan to one of her fitteds, which is pink and bedazzled and says super bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My notes from here on out is a lot of LMAO. She fucking hates her.
Yeah.
Big Donna hates Arrested Development so much to the point where it's a sport for her.
Yeah. Now, here's my question. Do you think she hates Arrested Development, or do you think she's the type of mother to hate every woman that he brings around?
She hates her because she's weird.
She is weird. She's obsessed.
Like, and I also think I probably would hate on any woman that's so willing to...
No, absolutely. No, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't give a fuck. No, I don't. Let me tell you something.
Yes, I would be a hater. I'd be like, bitch, what is wrong with you? Like, you should be my friend. Don't date my son. Be my friend so I can help you understand the magnificence that God created so you don't have to go and deal with this bullshit at all. Because this is stupid. You deserve, well, I don't know what you deserve, but you don't need this.
Let me tell you something. I remember me and my sister went to my cousin's girlfriend years ago, and we don't even be on that. And we were like, girl, it looks like you need somebody to talk to. Like, you don't.
Yeah.
Like, and we're talking to you from a blood relative perspective. You're so much better than him. Like, what are you doing? Stand up, bitch. Leave my blood relative alone and go on about your good life. Like,
right.
No. And if it was my son in prison, I would love him until the end of time. But anybody who deals with him while he's in there, I'm skeptical of you. Because what you want? Why?
Why? How sad are you? What is going on in your life that led you to this moment?
I can't trust me.
Because this is a lonely road, you know?
How your family feel about this? How your people feel about this? You think this is a good idea? And I'm not talking about staying with somebody after they go to prison. Y'all are already together. I'm talking about getting with somebody while they are incarcerated.
Right.
There's just a level of unhinged you not beaten.
Right. There's no prior history or whatever. We met on the internet and we develop our relationship this way.
Yeah.
While I'm incarcerated.
Yeah.
It's hard enough for older generations to grasp internet dating when it's legit, let alone this.
I can't. I'm all about fighting the good fight. I know there are plenty of our good brothers and sisters who are locked up they're either serving ridiculous sentences and they deserve some assistance, or they are innocent. And then there are people who did shit and they still deserve some sort of rehabilitation. I'm all about that. Let them do that though. And you go do whatever the fuck it is you need to do. And if y'all are supposed to meet, then you go meet on the outside.
Right.
You up here perusing the internet specific. And you perusing the internet for people who are incarcerated. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're a predator. You're a predator. So, anyway. Donna's a piece of work, and I can't wait to see I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Yes. Let's take a break, and we'll be back with another couple. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Why would you cancel Jim's credit cards?
I usually can think quick on my feet, but they were so fast on the phone.
This constitutes identity fraud.
Oh, God. I wouldn't last in jail, Oscar. I'm not like you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, you don't know about jail? Oh, you would love jail.
Why would I love jail?
And we're back, talking about love after lockup. Where do you want to go next?
Let's go with Darian Lake and Roseanne.
Oh yeah, that was quick.
Yeah.
So he's with his friend kid Barry.
Wait, hold on. We have to set the scene. Remember, this is not Patreon. Okay.
Oh, right.
For those, yes. Okay. So Andy is 44. He's a former police officer. And possible negligent father. Brittany is 36. She was in prison for drug possession. They are from Tifton, Georgia. We left them on Love during lockup with her getting ready to be released. You know, he's been supportive of her and all of her children. His children halfway hate him. And claimed that he was a negligent father for a period of time. Their mother also ran away with a former drug addict. And so here we are now on Roseanne's release day. Brittany's.
Is it smart to give Brittany $1,200 when she's had a drug problem?
It concerns me, of course, Brittany's drug history, and being an addict. It's one of those things that never goes away.
So yes, he's with his friend's son Barry. And they're getting ready, in the hotel to go pick up Roseanne. Made her a little money bear with an iPhone and $1,200 cash and some flowers and some balloons.
Yep.
Now, they left this tidbit of information out when we first met him.
Yes.
He's been married twice. We were under the impression that he was just married once with the kids and all that good stuff. But no, he's been married twice. Once to the mother of his children, and the story goes, she, ran off to be with the dish and the spoon, if you know what I mean. And then...
And the belt and the spoon jumped over the moon.
Yeah. And so, but this new mystery wife, don't know who she is. He said they just outgrew and whatever the fuck. And it's like, huh.
Yeah, she sounded like she didn't count, but that made this make even more sense.
So anywho, they meet Gracie downstairs, which is her eldest daughter, who doesn't really fuck with him. She thinks this is all weird. And so do I. And she's hopeful that her mother won't go back to her old ways. They didn't get a chance last time they saw each other. They didn't get a really chance to get into. Because Andy was there, who looks like Darian Lake or Pork Chop. If you watch, RuPaul's Drag Race, you know. But she's hopeful that her mom is going to stay on the straight and narrow. And from what it looks like, Brittany seems like in conversation on the phone, it seems like she's all right. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of people who are allowed to talk.
Yeah, and we find out things later. But she does. She seems like she wants to do the right thing. Gracie, her daughter, she was like, I was my mother's shadow. I was her right hand. And I'm sure she was the most affected by her mother's incarceration because she's the oldest and because she was so close to her mother. So she's really looking forward to their reconciliation. So they go to the parking lot off the side of the road or whatever it is to wait for Brittany to get out. And they're waiting. And 2 hours later, she pulls up. He doesn't think that initially, he starts talking about, well, I don't think she's using me for money. I've sent her about 8 to 10K, but I don't think she's using me for money, which is the setup for them possibly not showing up. But of course she shows up. Right. And she lets us know that she actually started getting in trouble in kindergarten, which I think might be the youngest origin story we've heard. My
villain story starts in preschool.
Yeah, it started in pre-K. It started in 3K. She then proceeded to just really have a reputation for herself with law enforcement in her town, to the point where she said, every nigga knew me. I climbed out of one of their cars twice in one day. So she was a piece of work. But her drug usage started with her ex, which is the father of her children, I believe. And all of that went south, and she started using meth.
Yeah, meth changes your face because she looks completely different.
She looked like Gracie before.
Yeah, yeah. And now she looks the opposite of Gracie.
Yes, but she's looking to Darian Lake to be, the stability, the rock that she needs. She was like, I hated that he was a cop when I met him, but he has all the qualities that she said motherfucker. He has all the qualities she said that she needs. He's all the man that she needs. And then they go to release balloons, and the universe destroyed that. Thank God, so that you all cannot continue to destroy this earth.
Stop releasing balloons and shit in the atmosphere.
Please,
because
stop.
You want to celebrate whatever love that's probably going to end in divorce anyway.
Stop
Again,
with the
this is
lantern
why
lights.
My toe
Stop
is broken.
With the balloon. Stop with the your dark spirit is so entertaining.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, stop doing that shit. Like, did you see that that major story in Cleveland back in the 80s when they released all them balloons and shit or whatever, and then it killed a whole bunch of like animals and shit, and like it was so bad.
She was getting lodged in animals' throats and all kinds of shit.
But that was them.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to stop your camera now. Let's move on to another couple.
Let's go. Who do you want to end with? You know what? Let's go with Shein by Sheree and Anthony.
Oh, yes. Okay, we have a new couple. Yes, new couple. Lashes and Anthony.
Her name is Sheree, and I call her Shein by Sheree. Yeah, because the fashions, honey. And Anthony looks like a black IT worker.
It's Lashes and Best Buy.
Best Buy does look like a Best. Actually, he's giving more Circuit City.
Your one and only son is about to be home.
I can't believe that. I'm glad he's finally getting out of this situation that he's in. I just want him to be, do what he got to do. He been going too long to end up back in jail over some stupid.
So she's 34 and an HR manager. He is 34 and has been in prison for the past 6 years for burglary. And they live in Schenectady, New York. They are from the Bronx and Brooklyn, respectively.
They met before. They used to be in a relationship when they were kids, when they were teens, young love on the block, on the bully.
Yep.
And they were together. He cheated on her, with some other girl on the block.
Don't know how that was on the same block, Bronx and Brooklyn, but yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But she never she never stopped loving him.
Right.
I do want to point out that, and I'm assuming throughout the season, she's going to continue to wear ill-fitting clothing. And it's nothing about her agency or whatever the fuck. It's just poorly. I know it has a lot to do with all the rayon, because Mama wears a lot of rayon. But yeah, a lot of combustible fabrics are going on in her.
It's lit.
Yeah. But yes, she goes upstairs and first thing I said was Guillermo. We're introduced to Charisse.
Mm-hmm.
Charisse is Anthony's mother, who looks exactly like Jim Jones's mother, like bigly.
Mm-hmm.
So, his mother is very, very concerned about when he gets out and that he remains on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
She comes in hot and aggressive because most people from the city still feel the need to be like that when they move to like places like Schenectady. First of all, Schenectady, really?
I'm not surprised. Also, I'm not surprised.
They have an airport, so I guess.
Yeah. She's opening some tuna when she gets back to the house. She cracks me up because she's talking about her younger days. The streets wasn't like they was when I was younger. And I was like, you was a hot thing when you was younger. Mama's got the baby hairs. Mama's got the lace front. Mama's got the lashes. Mama is
She's
ready.
our age.
Yeah. Oh. No.
I wanted...
No.
No, I really want to say, like, she's not that much older than we are.
She's not that. Not that much, but like...
Yeah, I'm like, her, like, no. Nah. Like, she's not, like, our mama's age. No.
She's not my mother's age.
That's big sister Charisse.
Yeah. Like, stop calling me mama. Stop calling me Auntie Tab. I could be your big sister. It's like, I just thought you were 50 by your spirit.
Yeah.
But she is a piece of work, and she's a helicopter mother, and a very much like, I got the right. But she is a good time, and I'm very much looking forward to much more of her.
So they've been together for about 3.5 years, and there's a secret that nobody knows. Of course there is, because it wouldn't be a Sharp Entertainment program without one.
And it's a stupid fucking secret.
Oh boy. So next scene, he's getting out the next day, and she's packing more ill-fitting polyester clothing, and she gets on the phone with her homegirl. Now, I had a hearty cackle.
Let me tell, multiple times.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah. Her and her homegirl had a key on their phone, okay?
It was a very Black woman conversation. It was very relatable. They sang throughout it. I said, okay, this is my phone calls with my sisters. They sang Mary J. Blige
songs, but they remixed it to her situation.
So she's having a welcome home party for Anthony from Best Buy. And she invited her baby's father to come to the release day party.
Who was fine, by the way.
He was handsome. But she did not tell Anthony from Best Buy that she invited baby daddy. And the reason she invited baby daddy was to be petty, because baby daddy been petty the whole time. She said, The whole time he'd be like, what's your nigga gonna do? Nothing, because he's in prison. Like, just
so childish,
childish,
So childish.
egregious nigga commentary. And so then her and her girlfriend started singing Mary J. Blige. She wasn't disrespectful. Well, she's 100% sure. Woo, that was a good time. And that wasn't the first time they sang in that conversation, because because earlier she was talking about being a stripper for him when he comes home. He told me have 501 so I could dance for him. You know, good nigga relationship stuff. I'm not gonna say we've never done it. And then she's like, we're going to do it at the hotel. Her was like, hotel? She's like, yeah, girl. She's like, I can't have my neighbors up here complaining on me and start singing Trey songs. The neighbors know my name. So this was an amazing Black woman phone call filled with joy and songs and so forth and so on.
I had a Robin Thede moment. I have a Black woman phone call.
I'm going to shut up now.
So anywho,
to the drums.
We end up finding out that the secret. They were supposed to get married in 2021. But she finds out that this nigga is actually married.
A couple days before they were supposed to get married.
They were supposed to get married. And he said, oh, I thought the divorce was final. But they kind of breeze through this part because they bring it back up. But that's when we learned that that's when she found out that this nigga was married at all.
Right.
Because she was like, you know, it kind of hurt me a little bit. And since she was so embarrassed by this all, because she was telling everybody she's getting married and blah, 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 she kept the lie going. And she went on the internet and found a place that will make fake marriage licenses and spent $100 to make one to prove that they are married. For what?
And she says to us, when my friends and family find out I lied, they're going to say, there was no reason to even do this. She knows that it's dumb and it's extra and it's unnecessary, but she just keeps pressing forward.
Again, when you take drag too far.
Yeah. I'm really anticipating this release party. That's where the gems are going to lie. And in his mother, Pumkash.
Yes. Yes. Let's take a break and we'll be back with more Love After Lockup.
Hit it, Clyde.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
That's called the cord of blood technique. You do that, a cord of blood will drop out of a person's body.
Tell how you beat on the cop.
Wasn't no cop, man. It was cops. Plural. 9, 10 cops. Beat the shit out of 10 cops and had to change my whole strategy around.
Yo, when they brought you in here and booked you, you was crying like a pussy. Yeah.
And we're back.
Right. Yes.
Love After Lockup season premiere. Check your local listings. You can find it. I finally cut the cord. I no longer have cable anymore.
What?
I know. I probably will get it back though because I just realized that I
was like, am I the last nigga with cable? No, Crystal got cable. And Kia got cable.
No, like it's also because remember I was switching internet providers and stuff, and now that I got rid of Spectrum, thank God. Spectrum was the worst shit ever.
It was.
Yeah. But anywho, where are we going next?
Okay. Would you like to end with La Cienega, or do you want to end with Big Diva?
let's end with Big Diva.
Okay, and we did.
So let's go with
We'll go with La
Brittany
Cienega and
Key
Key Rock.
Yeah, or I've named them Cece Peniston and Da Key Rock.
Babe, guess what I got with us?
She got a picture of your
I got
African
your
self.
picture frame.
Oh.
It hung up.
Why does it be doing that?
It just does
I do
stuff
not like that
it.
system.
He's gonna call back.
You named her Cece. That girl, we've called her. Okay, so now she's Cece Peniston.
She looks exact and you know
She's
when
Selena
because of the
Gomez.
hair, because of the hair is thick and Bob-esque.
Oh, let me tell you something. Mama's got strong strands, okay?
Mm-hmm,
Which I love. I love good
thick
strong
hair.
She
thick,
got hair like my
hair.
sister's hair is thick like that.
But just know that it's heavy here.
Baby,
You know.
it's the bang be bang.
Oh, she got a bang.
It's a bang.
Yeah.
Yes, and Key Rock.
Yeah, who looks exactly like the baby, but isn't problematic.
Yes,
Well,
I kept trying to place it.
I don't know if Key Rock is problematic. He has problematic ways.
Key Rock definitely has problematic nigga tendencies, but I'm gonna be fully transparent and tell you that I teared up in this segment.
Me too.
Like legit for
Team
multiple
Tammy.
reasons. I'll get to it in a moment. Let's give them a quick background story. So Brittany, aka Selena Gomez, aka La Cienega Boulevardes, aka Cece Peniston. is twin, who again my cousin said is the worst live singer ever. She is 22 years old. She was formerly incarcerated, which is how they met, at Fluvana, which is not a medication for your vagina. It's a place in Virginia. So they met at Fluvana prison, and she is currently a student at CC's Beauty Institute, LLC, and a bartendress, aka server. I mean, also a server. Key Rock is 25, was in prison for robbery. They, like I said, they met there, but she got out before Key Rock. And Key Rock is a trans man who transitioned while incarcerated, but made himself known long before that, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Which I was also very interested in how this story turned out because of what we were told initially. But anyway, Key Rock is getting out. They want to build a life together. In Love During Lockup, we learned that Brittany is trying profusely to have a baby, which they are 22 and 25, and there is time for that. And we will now get into their story.
Yeah. So Cece Peniston is getting ready for Key Rock to come home, and
the category
she's
is
sneaking.
nails.
Yeah, category is nails. She's showing her bestie, who's clearly in prison and on FaceTime illegally. Showing her nails, you know.
Oh no,
her got paid.
That's her best. That's her best home girl from.
But is she not? But is she not locked up?
No, because remember she was over there once, and remember she told EB when she goes.
Girl.
No, this was Shayna.
Oh, the one where they went bowling.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was somebody else because she was like, "Oh, I gotta run," because it looked there was fluorescent lighting. So I could be prison, could be call center.
It could be Amazon fulfillment center. You never know.
Sure. So either way, Key Rock calls and they're discussing, the butterflies, how they're nervous about seeing one another. Since it'll be the first time that they've experienced each other on the outside. And this will also, like you said, be the first time Key Rock's family has seen him in person since his transition.
Yes.
Again, we got a little different story. We thought it was, homophobic from jump. But there was some homophobia there.
But, maybe we are getting pieces and we need but yes, continue.
Right. So, Brittany gets a hotel room for them both, for the night. And in the meantime, she talks to her father. Full Spanish, full, he is very saved, very conservative, but he's trying to have and Catholic, but he's trying to have a relationship with his daughter. And she makes it a point to say, like, she's been working hard to at least talk to him because it don't seem like her mama is apart. She don't want any part to do with this.
No.
But she has yet to tell him that Key Rock and her are engaged because he's very traditional and feels that Key Rock should ask for the blessing. That weird hetero shit I complain about.
The mother, on the other hand, is a piece of work because both her parents are aware that Key Rock is trans. Or is of the trans experience. But her mother had a whole fucking meltdown and turned into a bowl of hot Jolly Ranchers when she told her that Key Rock is trans. And then she got a tattoo, and she did all of this while she was in prison. And the mother just combusted, and so now we don't see her, and she's only talking to the father on the phone.
Yeah, and people like that can go to hell.
Yeah, truly.
So
ironically,
So anywho, I didn't know she was pushing that type of Mercedes, but anywho,
you didn't see from Love During?
I just assumed it was just some. Didn't know what type of car she was driving. Car.
Oh, okay.
So, she's beaming down the highway, and his mom calls Tammy. Tammy, now, we hadn't met Tammy yet, but Tammy on the phone, I was like, she sounds fun.
She's a good time.
She sounds fun. She's a good time. She was like, I don't want to outdress you, so let me know. And so Brittany lets us know that which is so weird because we know that she's living with his family, but for some reason, we never saw Tammy.
No.
Which is interesting. I guess that was
because the brother who was there, is that one of the brothers that she lives with? Okay, I thought so, but I
that was the when we first met his brothers, and that was the one
when they came in the living room.
Like, you so mixy, stop talking. Like,
messy boots.
Yeah. So, Brittany is talking to the camera, and she has a really good moment about like identity and about the trans experience and about she didn't expect or anticipate to fall in love with this person. She just did, and she was like, none of this masculine feminist shit matters. She was like, I like who I like, and this is who loves me and who I love, and it shouldn't matter what anybody else thinks.
Yeah, and she's also very respectful of, outside of like that moment at the baby clinic, she's very respectful of Key Rock's experience. On just a physical level, she was like, listen, he was male presenting when I met him, and I only knew because we were in the same prison, but I've never looked at him outside of
who he truly is,
being the male that he is. Or the man that he is.
It was nice to have Key Rock's identity affirmed. Now they fuck nigga tendencies. We could deal with that later.
Yeah.
But it was nice in this episode to have this affirmation of things, right? So anyway, she gets to the prison. Brittany was like, I can't step on the grounds because if I do and I violate my probation, it's 20 years.
Ooh, that's like, crazy. So she had to park across the ditch. But now, I have to say this for her. She seems, from what we saw during Love During Lockup and here, she just seems very dedicated. The both of them, actually, from what we're seeing so far. They both seem very dedicated in their rehabilitation and integration into society. So, she seems to really want to like fully get herself together and just have her little white picket fence life that she's envisioning.
Yeah. Key Rock gets out. I did not know this, but I guess for certain inmates, about 30 days out, your family is allowed to send an outfit to you so you don't have to wear your prison shit on, when you get out.
Mm-hmm.
And so she got him a red shirt, some Jordans, real fly, situation. And he got out, and Key Rock is out and free in this moment. And it was very sweet.
It was.
Until. No. I know it was a joyous occasion. And I know that we were excited.
I have one sentence. I made it its own paragraph, and it says, "Of course, he's a rapper."
Yeah.
I knew exactly where you were going.
Yeah. Mine just says, "Of course."
Now, what made it like just a smidge, just a teeny bit more tolerable was the fact that just before he started rapping on the side of the road, in a very Glorilla-esque style, it was like beat, where is it? It was no cadence. It was like
he just had some shit to get off his chest.
It was like rap battle, but make it, like inspirational. Like it was so many things at once. Before that, he let us know that. So we were told a bit about Key Rock's transphobic experiences with his family, but they just alluded to it in Love During Lockup. He tells us the specific story, especially about him and his father. And this is also played a huge part in how he started getting in trouble. So Key Rock came out to his father, and I'm not sure if he came out as gay or if he as a lesbian or if he came out as trans. But he revealed himself to his father, his truest self. And his father told him to get out of his house. And so Key Rock left the house and became a stick-up kid. So he was robbing people in the streets. And he said 7 years ago on Christmas, they robbed somebody and they got caught. They got surrounded. And from there, he went to prison, and that's where he's been. And now he doesn't want to live like that anymore. But his father's reaction is really what sent him into this spiral. And that's why, as Black people, we have to be so mindful of how we respond to our loved ones, because regardless of your own ridiculous personal beliefs at times, you don't know how your reaction to somebody that you're supposed to love, they're supposed to feel safe in your environment, how that is going to affect the trajectory of their lives by you being hateful and obstinate and nasty. So but it was really beautiful because Brittany and Key Rock go to Key Rock's mother's house. And again, remember XD said that this is the first time his mother is seeing him since he transitioned, because Key Rock transitioned in prison. That's where he started on his hormone therapy. Or is that what hormone treatments? Okay. So we meet his mom. She got blue hair. And this Ankara-ish scarf, and mama is styling, and they have a beautiful family embrace with his brother and his mom. And this is where I teared up, because his mother said, "My son is free mentally and physically." And before I knew it, I was welling up. I was welling up. I was like,
I was like, I verklipt.
My heart.
Yes.
She called the fact that she called him her son, the fact that she recognized his freedom in multiple facets. She acknowledged, she's like, he's a man, he was born that way, which is light years ahead of so many Black people. And then she lets us know, because he asked her why she has this scarf she keeps holding over her mouth. I thought initially it was a very loose attempt at protecting herself from COVID. But she lets us know that her chemotherapy, so she had breast cancer, I believe, and her chemo treatments were affecting her skin. And so she was embarrassed about the way that it was affecting her skin. And they're so loving with one another. He affirms her beauty. She affirms him. And they just really seem like they love the fuck out of each other. And it was really beautiful to watch.
Yeah. I'm totally team Tammy.
Yeah.
You know, she was like, "Oh, I think they deserve each other." She was like, "Lord, she get on my nerves, Brittany."
With the baby
she
stuff.
whine a lot. Yeah, she be whining. But other than that, I could live with that. And I'm like, that's sweet. And I do think this goes back to what I was saying about Matt Sharp, how he tends to handle queer couples. They're very much like, all right.
Even if you notice the commercial break after that moment, usually they will play the bullshit that we're getting ready to see, and then it'll go into a commercial about Fluvanna. But they had the moment. Oh, and also his mother kept calling him handsome and was just loving on him. We also learned that the cancer that she has is genetic among all the women in his family. And so his mother is the very first woman in their family to beat it. But it's just beautiful. But the way that they went to commercial break, they just did the logo and then let it go to commercial. They didn't even try to put up the bullshit. They let the moment be the moment, if you paid attention there. So I do think that K-Rock has problematic nigga tendencies. And you all will learn more about that on Patreon because we've been talking about it. But I want to root for their little young love. And I especially am rooting for both of them. I'm rooting for the both of them. I'm rooting for both of their happiness.
Yeah. Even if it's not together, I feel like they're young enough to restart their lives and get on the straight and narrow. I used to work with people who just got out, and having people with that much drive and energy and desire to want and be better deserve to be in happier and better spaces. And it seems like they're both are working really hard to, be regular people of society, and I hope they get the support and love that they need. So
yeah, very much so.
Let's take one more break, and we'll be back with Jada and XD.
The last couple, y'all don't want to miss it.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
¿Estás disfrutando de mi podcast? Thanks to Babbel, I know what that means. Do you? The best way to learn a language is through immersion, living where the language is spoken natively and using it every day. But I don't live in the Bronx anymore, so what's the second best way to learn a new language? Babbel. Because with Babbel, you can start speaking a new language in just 3 weeks. Now, why Babbel? Because it works, duh. Instead of paying hundreds of dollars for a private tutor or fooling yourself with language apps that are a little more than a game, Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons are designed by over 150 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Babbel is designed by real people for real conversations, and all of Babbel's tips and tools for learning a new language are approachable, accessible, rooted in real-life situations, and delivered with conversation-based teaching. Okay, so you're not running up in somebody's country talking about Azul, Verde. I found out I have a family reunion of sorts in Mexico, where my grandmother's from, and Babbel's the perfect platform to help me connect with my primas, primos, tias, y tios, not to mention the amount of travel we have planned, okay? It's so much more convenient to learn conversation skills rather than squinting and fumbling with a language app on my phone. Studies from Yale, Michigan State University, and others continue to prove Babbel is better. For instance, one study found that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a full semester at college. You heard me. And with over 10 million subscriptions sold, Babbel is real language learning for real conversations. Here's a special limited time deal for our listeners to get you started right now. Get 55% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/JXD, okay? Get 55% off at babbel.com/JXD, spelled BABBEL.com/JXD. Rules and restrictions may apply.
And we're back. We are talking about the final couple of Love After Lockup this season. You could always check the new episode tonight, 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central. Check your local listings. Let's talk about Ranika and Licitrus.
Big diva.
So how can you be in a relationship with somebody that's in prison? How does that work?
I mean, we communicate. We talk about 6 to 8 times a day.
So you just on
Send
the
them
phone?
pictures. I mean, yeah, but we got a good relationship. Real good bond.
What did he go to jail for?
Robbery.
And
theft of motor vehicles and stuff.
Big diva, fierce.
Rowdy Ranika Lorray is what we were calling her originally, a.k.a. Big Diva. Oh, go ahead.
Also, the Agents of Chaos are trolls because all of y'all sent me that picture. I feel like even you too, of sending me that picture of Beyonce sending flowers to Coi Leray.
No, they sent it to me. Because we said that Beyonce's a bird and we know she loves Coi Leray, and it was proven.
Exactly.
I'm not surprised. I knew it. That's why I said it. So Big Diva is 34 years old, out of Louisville, Kentucky. She is an entrepreneur.
That's what I meant to look for. Hold on. Keep talking.
Who owns,
I meant to look for something.
according to her, 5 eyelash vending machines. According to this old black lady who does things on YouTube, she owns 1 eyelash vending machine. She is also a rapstress, and she fell in love with a black man named Asante, aka Licitrus. That is his government name. 32 years old, from Atlanta, Georgia. He has been in prison for grand theft auto. And disclaimer, Licitrus passed away before Love After Lockup premiered. It was announced somewhere maybe halfway through Love During Lockup, the season being on. He died in a car crash. So we are watching this as, posthumous form or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know if I need to show you this right now.
No, I
or
want to see.
after.
Let me show it to me now.
Okay,
While you're
great.
sending it to me, I will say one nice thing and then you can take it from there. Rowdy Ranika Lorray. Big
And I
diva.
want you to describe, when you're watching this, I want you to talk through what you're seeing.
Okay. She has a very cute smile. Her gap is so cute. And that's, I just wanted to make sure I said something nice. Okay, hold on.
I want you to talk through everything that you're seeing.
Okay, it's a horse and carriage. Let me turn this down. This is Big Diva. She's in a peasant blouse. Remember when Jerry Seinfeld wore that shirt, puffy shirt? She's that, but sheer, with a Shein ruched skirt. It's white. Okay, is this a funeral? Oh, her shades have drip on them at the service. Her shades literally have drip. There's another rose. She made this on CapCut, and then a couple of them are just like a rose. They're eating food. I see rolls, so they're definitely at the repast. A selfie. The horse and carriage, and another selfie. Hugs. Not this being the only picture of this nigga at the end of the damn video. It's all, the whole video is her until the very end of it. Okay, so she has one of these shades that have like Like it's
She has
dripping.
the
It's bedazzled
she
drip.
has the Beyonce diva glasses.
Yeah, no, but it's not the blinds. It's not the silver blinds, niggas. It's like it's like literally bedazzled drip around the.
Yeah.
And then she got the puffy blouse, so she's the only one wearing a cream to the foon.
With lavender shoes.
Were those lavender? Wait a minute.
Lavender.
Sometimes you gotta watch things more.
Well, lavender.
Y'all can go watch this on Diva_Nika N-E-K-A, by the way. These are cream, friends. Oh, your civil rights. These are cream, friend. Yeah, these are cream, friend. It's these random shots of these roses that she got throughout.
No, they're lavender. Oh, they are lavender.
This fucking rose. Are you sure? What's the
Asante
Sprite with the orange?
Dupont.
What's the Sprite with the orange label? She's drinking that, and I'm curious.
Like Sprite remix?
It's Sprite, but it got an orange label instead of the green one. What's that?
It's not Sprite remix?
Le Citrus Asante Dubose Golston. Okay, hold on. Sprite with orange label. There's so many things happening.
Every scene, there's something else.
Because I'm going to go watch this some more after we're done. What's this one? Okay, hold on. It's Sprite. Tropical Sprite. That's what they were drinking. That sounds tasty.
Yeah. Well, anywho.
Sounds like it goes with drugs. Okay, so she's picking Le Citrus up from the Easy Bake Joe house. Okay. So last season, Rowdy Rodnika LeRae, Big Diva, left Louisville, Kentucky with her two teenage daughters, 13 and 15 years old, who are in the prime of their teenagehood, moved them in the night from Louisville to Atlanta for them to attend school the very next day so that she could be with the nigga that she was picking up from jail. That would be Le Citrus Asante, who she had been in a relationship with for, I think, a year. I'm speaking her language in a year. So when she was picking him up at the end of Love during lockup, he found out that he had more money to pay because he had another warrant before they would release him. And so she didn't have the money to pay that, but he bamboozled her in a very nigga way by saying his auntie was going to pay for it. But then the auntie, Apple, paid her like $1,100 of the $3K, and then she went into her child's college fund to pay the rest and make sure this nigga out of jail while she was wearing fishnet stockings, biker shorts, and some bedazzled motorcycle brunch boots. She then ran down to the Walmart, got the money order, and the nigga got out of jail. Just before he got out, she speaks to the auntie on the phone, and we find out that the auntie is actually the girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. So he gets out and walks out of the prison, DK. And she's like, kind of just forgets that this woman on the phone who didn't give all of the money said that this was his girlfriend. And she kind of was just like, oh, fuck that or whatever. She's like loving up on him and kissing on him.
And fighting him.
And yeah,
But, like,
biting
you know,
him.
No, like she's like, get the fuck away from me. I love you. Like, yeah.
You know, he keeps saying it feels good to touch a real ass, and we all know what that was coded for.
No.
And so, in the midst of all that, you know, she asked him what type of, you know, Ranika, you know, which he liked to, you know, be served. Would it be, you know, Big Diva Nika, who's, you know, her Sasha Fierce type of situation. There's Ranika, where she's preserved.
Okay, in quotes, she said, you know, this is Ranika. She's more preserved than Big Diva. And I stopped and I paused and I said, Is she canned? Is she green beans? Is she peaches? Is she tomatoes?
She is canned. She is pickled and canned.
She said Renika is more preserved than Big D.
She is mason jarred.
Still tight, lasts for many seasons. Oh, that could have. Maybe she did mean to say that. Actually,
maybe
pussy tight like a mason jar. Oh, I'm about to be a rapper.
Bongo.
Oh, nigga bars. Pussy tight like the lid on a mason jar.
Yes.
I'm coming back with raps. Oh, and the last one's name is Nutty.
Nutty. Yeah, and Nutty is right because the clip that they showed was her throwing her family out, but then them coming right back in.
The clip that they showed was the last season of Love During Lockup in this first episode of like Nutty is all of them. You know, like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and then it's like all one. They say, oh, you know, that's what they say. That's her, because this is not separate people. According
no, not at all.
No. Nutty is all of them. Go ahead.
So they're driving along in the whip, and his girlfriend Auntie calls, right? And she's like, and he takes the phone, and he's like talking in nondescript, like inward. And so she's like, the problem is he don't know how when she's serious or not, because she don't know when she's serious or not, because she's like play fighting and like, stop, like, like I don't hear about no other bitch, LOL.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, my auntie got another phone for me, so I'm gonna go pick it up by myself. And she's like, no, you're not gonna do that. He was like, will you trust me? And he becomes a bit abusive. He was like, okay, well, if you don't believe me and you're not going to do this, then leave me on the side of the road, like right here, right now.
He also, they start with that daddy talk. Let me tell you something. I hate daddy talk in relationships. I need daddy to be loyal. Daddy going to take care of you. I need daddy to be loyal. It's like, it don't sit well with me.
It's sick.
It is. It is. Like, why is that the go-to? Like, why don't you just start calling the nigga? Be like, oh, grandpa. Like, why don't you do that and see how it feels? It's crazy.
Yeah. Like, let mommy, daddy take. Like, that's
go see the lady.
Weird. Like,
go see the lady.
Yeah. BetterHelp/JXD.
Like, the only time I call Tristan daddy is when I'm talking to Noah. I'd be like, daddy said, or daddy, you know, daddy. But there's no like, I can't go and do that and talk with her and then bring it to the bedroom. Yuck.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. But anywho, whatever you guys do, whatever your proclivities, keep them to yourselves. We don't need anybody in the comments saying what I say, because the internet's like that. Not saying it's y'all, but if one of y'all feeling froggy and decide to leap, just know that we're not going to read it. So. I don't want to, like, you know what I mean? Like when you like on the internet, when you share something that you just dislike, and you're not trying to be disrespectful.
Oh, and all the hit dogs come.
And then it's just like, girl, I don't get. Now you telling me your business.
Bitch, why are you running in the street? Like nobody told you to come over here. I was not talking to you.
Yeah.
And then they always used to, they love to use well, you put it on the internet. Well, you put it on the internet, bitch. Like I said, I hate this thing, and you said you are this thing. I didn't say I hate you. Like
now I hate you because
now I hate
here.
You. Now I hate you.
Yeah.
And I hope you have the day that you deserve. You sick bitch. Go to the see the lady. You sick bitch.
Get in front of some people. Get some couch time. So. Yeah, they're dangerously horny.
Yeah, aggressively.
They can't see straight. They cannot see straight. They are just. He has had, poontang in a long time, and she hasn't had a clue in a very long time.
Ever.
And so, you know, they get upstairs and they do it. He gets on the bed and without taking a shower.
You know, we always have to call it out. I will say she is the one and only cast member who has ever called out somebody getting on the bed in prison clothes. But she doesn't get too many accolades because she still allowed it and let this nigga slide up inside of her without even so much as washing his hands.
Mm-hmm. And so 4 hours after they do it, he's slipping out and slipping into a car with somebody else.
In the middle of the day now, baby. And production's only able to see this from the Ring doorbell cameras because it is truly the middle of the night. And how hard does this bitch sleep to not hear him get up in the middle of the night and leave the whole house?
I mean...
Do you sleep that hard?
Well, yeah, but I also don't have children.
That's fair. That's fair.
My mother always... A lot of people tell me that when they had children, men and women, like when they had children, their sleep changes.
It does. It does.
So, and probably because even in, you know, I mean, there's also people who take medications and stuff, so I don't know her situation, but like, I do know that there's people, even when they're not with their kids, they're like, I don't sleep.
It also becomes weird because every time you hear a kid's voice, you hear your kid's voice. It's like, and I know I'm not like that's like a thing. Every time you start hearing kids' voice, you hear your kid's voice. So every time you've been in the street, you know you ain't in the same vicinity as your child, but you just automatically be on swivel. Yeah. But yeah, that's them, and we know he's going to auntie girlfriend's house. He got an old bitch been dropping some dollars in his account for the past few years, so he's got to go drop off some dick, honor that. And we'll find out more. And you all can continue to stay locked with us on Patreon because that is where we exclusively discuss all things love during and life after lockup, which is coming back in December.
Yeah. Super excited. We'll be there for that too.
Will.
So until then, see you next time. Bye.
Bye, niggas.
Yes,